YouTube, what's happening today? I am celebrating a little bit. I think there's some cause for celebration because I managed to pick up my playset of Ultimate Rare Fire Formation Tenkis at Locals yesterday. So, in celebration, in honor of one of the coolest ultis that exists, I'm doing a tier list. And this tier list is Astral Pack Ultimate Rares. There are 24 of those. 24 Astral Pack ultis. So, Astral Pack was the OTS pack before OTS pack, pretty much. Very similar concept. You get these packs when you go play locals. There are ultis within the sets. There were 8 sets, 24 ultis, and we're gonna rank them from fire, pretty solid, less than mid. And why is this an ulti? So let's go ahead and jump on in, because there's a big range of quality of ultis in these sets. There are some that are like clearly iconic cards, should be ultis, should be every rarity, and then there are cards that have never seen the light of day in a main deck, and you may wonder what the is going on. Konami, what are we doing? So let's go ahead and jump on in, and we're doing these in chronological order from Astral Pack Set 1 to Astral Pack Set 8, and we will start off with Photon Thrasher. Photon Thrasher. Seriously. What are we doing? Like, Photon Thrasher is barely even good in Photons. Like, I think its best deck was in, like, Hero Beat with Skill Drain or something ridiculous like that. Like, why is this an ulti? There are so many... Like, of all the cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh card pool, you made Photon Thrasher an ulti? Okay. Debris Dragon. This one's less than mid. Okay, so Debris Dragon is pretty iconic in Disaster Dragon decks, in like I don't know, the Dragon Ruler decks after Dragon Rulers got limited. I think it's fairly iconic. It's a decent card. It's a revival monster, I guess. It's less than mid. I don't think it's in why is this an ulti. I think Debris Dragon is pretty solid as cards go, especially compared to just a level 4 special summon, but I think Debris Dragon is going to be in less than mid for now. Okay, Tsukiyomi. Tsukiyomi, as you guys know, is a powerhouse in today's meta. It's been relevant since it came out in 2004, and therefore, just kidding. Tsukiyomi hasn't seen play since, I don't know, like GOAT format, maybe? Well, I mean, it certainly saw play in GOAT format, but I don't know when it's seen play since. I'm going to put it in less than mid, just out of respect for how good it is in GOAT format, how staple it is. But, like, they made this an ulti long after it was relevant. So, like, why was it made an ulti? I'm not upset about it because it's cool for GOAT, but, okay. It's like at the bottom of less than mid. I just don't feel like it belongs in the bottom tier with some of the other crap we have coming up. Speaking of crap we have coming up, Photon Papla Operative. Seriously, like, what do we... It like detaches one to change something to defense mode or something like that. Like, it was like a rank 4 toolbox piece that you might include at best. Why is this an ulti? I see a theme here with the stupid Photon cards. Apparently they wanted to make Photon cards Ultimate Rares, but only the crap Photon cards. Okay. Alright. We finally got something good. Atlantean Dragoons. I gotta put this in fire. Like, this is iconic. Dragoons is amazing, and it makes the max rarity water deck so much cooler than if it was just the super out of the structure deck. Dragoons gets the fire tier. Okay, Spellbook of Power. Yeah, max rarity spellbooks is good, but it doesn't get the same treatment as Dragoons. Like, Power is a one of, and after like Spellbook of Judgment went away, Power like wasn't even a main part of the engine. So this is going to be in less than mid. I think at the top of less than mid, though, just because it completes the max rarity spellbook set, the deck. I mean, that's really cool, I guess. I don't know. I'm not putting it in why is this an ulti because we know why it's an ulti. Because ulti spellbooks are cool. My Stroke. This one is in why is this an ulti. It's better than Photon Pappy. Like, My Stroke was actually decent for a while because it was one of the only rank 4s for a little bit. It was like one of the first rank 4s. It was actually pretty solid. But, yeah, it just did not age well, dude. It did not age well at all. Like, it was outclassed soon after by Castell, which also got an ulti print. It's later on in this list. But, yeah. Okay, Atlantean Marksman. I'm putting this right next to Spellbook of Power. It's the same thing. Like, it makes the deck cool. The deck has so much high rarity in it, but we didn't need this card in ulti, so let's go ahead and put it here. Like, we could have made Heavy Infantry in ulti. I think that would have been cooler. We could have made Abyss Pike in ulti. That would have been cooler. But Atlantean Marksman is okay. Alright, Tenki. Tenki has been relevant since it came out in Cosmo Blazer. So, I think we're going to put it in pretty solid. I don't think it gets the fire tier with Dragoons. I don't think Tenki is quite Dragoon's level of ulti. Even though Tenki did stay relevant for longer. Tenki is, you know, the Rhoda for Beast Warriors. It was used in Tri Brigade most recently. It was used in Zoo for a long time. I just got my sets, which is why I'm doing this video. So, top of pretty solid. I think top of pretty solid. Maybe bottom of fire. We'll see. I think we'll put it in bottom of fire. I'm biased. I'm looking at these right now. Here, I'll let you guys see one. I'm checking out. Oh yeah, that's some good artwork, boys. That's some good artwork, boys and girls. So we're going to put it in fire tier. Okay, the tier is even named fire. This is Fire Formation Tenki. Gonna put it there. Necro Valley. Alright, this one is pretty solid. I like this one a lot. It's been relevant since it came out in like 2004. Not much you can say about that. Like, what is that? 18 years of relevance. Of like being a solid side deck card at the very least. We'll take that. And like for Gravekeepers, Gravekeeper is one of the iconic archetypes of all time in the game. I think they deserve Necro Valley up in here and pretty solid. Alright, Dandelion is going right next to Debris Dragon. Like, it's the same. Okay, I think above Debris Dragon. We'll give the flower a little bit of respect. But, yeah, it just did not age well. It's a banned card. Like, we don't... What are we doing? I don't know. It was iconic in the time. So, for the same reason as Debris and Marksman and Spellbook of Power, these cards were all iconic in their time, but they're just gone out of the game nowadays, either banned or just irrelevant. So they're less than mid. Like, I can understand why all 5 of these are ultis in the less than mid tier. So, you know, that's fine. Okay. All right, boys. The most expensive card on this list, Maxi, chucking it in here right in the fire tier. Like, if Maxi comes back, this is easily $1,000 card. It's $600 right now, and it's been banned for years. So, there's not much to say about this. The people have spoken. The people have spoken. If we just come on over here, let's see, where's the bug? Where's the bug? Last sold near mint unlimbs for $855. Oh my gosh. These are worse than I thought. This is terrible. Okay, well. Okay, there's some with some foreigns. This is ridiculous, guys. $700. $700 for near mints. Imagine if this comes back to 3 and like 10 people want a set. This is easily up to like $2,000. Holy. Yeah. I mean, it's fire. Like, it's the best hand trap of all time. It has an ulti print. Fire it is, dudes. Alright, Cowboy. Cowboy's going up in pretty solid. Cowboy's pretty iconic. Cowboy for game is a meme. Because it's a meme, it at least gets a pretty solid tier. So we're going to chuck it up there. Bujin Yamato. right down here, boys. Right down here. Yamato has not been relevant since Bujin format of like Judgment of the Light release. And it was only good because of Kaiser Coliseum, which is like the floodgate of the day. So, like, Konami had to have known that this deck was garbage without the floodgates that were like, that supported the deck the whole time. Once they banned Kaiser Coliseum, Bujin was just like in the garbage. And they had to know Kaiser was gonna go. So, like, why did you make Yamato an LT? Like, even if Bujin's got support today, Yamato probably wouldn't even be played. Like, it has an effect that searches on your end phase. Like, who the hell is gonna play that in this day and age? Even if Bujin's got a whole structure deck, Yamato would not be relevant. So, it's a terrible choice. Even, like, Mikazuchi would be a better ulti than this thing. Whatever. Alright, Duality, boys. Duality is going at the top of fire for me. Duality is at the top of fire. Like, this is the coolest looking pot card ulti. Like, it blows Pot of Desires out of the water. No doubt. In terms of, like, the look of the ultimate rare. This is just such a cool ulti. I don't know how many of you guys are seeing Pot of Duality ultimate rares, but this is, like, cream of the crop when it comes to the damn artwork being transitioned into ultimate rare. It's so beautiful. We gotta put it at the top of fire. If you ever see one, you'll understand. Duality goes up there, and it's still relevant today. Fluandries is playing it. Trap decks are playing it. Gotta put it up there. Big Eye, it's also relevant today. I don't think it's as iconic as these other cards, but I think it's more iconic than Necro Valley and Gaga Cowboy. So we're gonna put Big Eye up here, just because of how long it's lasted. It was really cool in Dragon Rulers. It's gonna be really cool in Cashtira. Let's chuck it up there. Tour Guide of the Underworld. This has got to go on fire as well, boys. This has got to go on fire as well. It's between putting it above Dragoons or below Dragoons, in my opinion. But it's just one of the most iconic cards of all time. It was used from Extreme Victory release. Like, it was like the staple of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a 1-card rank 3. 1-card wind up Zen mains. You guys remember? 1-card Levier the Sea Dragon to bring back your Rescue Rabbit, to summon your pair of Kabazols, and to summon Evil Zarlagia. Like, Tour Guide, so good. Works perfectly with Burning Abyss, which is like the deck with the most tops of all time. It's just a classic. We got to put it in the top tier where it belongs. Speaking of where it belongs, Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare is going right down to the bottom, boys. I don't think it's as bad as Photon Papal Operative, but you know a card is bad when its archetype gets a whole structure deck of support, and this card is just not even relevant, not even bought, whatever. Like, if they made Myrmelio an ulti, Trap Tricks Myrmelio, would have been so cool. But they made Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare an ulti. Like, what are we doing? Why did they do that? Why is this an ulti? This is trashed here. Gaia Dragon Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger. Okay, so this one also, why is this an ulti? Like, right now it's just Zeus material at best. Back then it was just like, you might be able to OTK with Heretics if you overlay this on top of a Tum. But, you know, it is kind of iconic because it was the first, it was like the Zeus of the time. Like, it was one of the first cards you could just overlay on top of another Xyz right out of your extra deck, so it's a little bit iconic. So I might chuck this up at the bottom of less than mid. I think that's fair. I don't think it deserves why is this an ulti treatment. Like, it was just like a very unique card at the time. Like, now we're kind of used to it with Zeus running around, but back then you couldn't just chuck Xyz monsters on top of other Xyz monsters. So we're gonna put it up here. I think that's respectable. All right, Castel. So Castel is better than Maestroke and better than Photon Pappy. And I think it even can go up here. Like, Castel was one of the best, I would say top 4 rank 4s in the rank 4 toolbox decks. And keep in mind, at the time of Astral Packs, that's what we had, was rank 4 toolbox decks. they were very relevant. So we had Exciton Knight and number 101 as like the top tier of rank 4s, and then we had like Castel as like the next tier down alongside like Abyss Dweller. So I can definitely see why they gave this card a nice rarity bump, because otherwise it was just super. So I get why this is an ulti in the first place, but I think there were definitely cooler cards they could have made into an ulti. Like even Exciton Knight, they should have made Exciton Knight an ulti. Why did they make Castel an ulti? But it's still way better than Maestro and Photon Pappy. So we're gonna leave it here. We'll reassess at the end. Spell Shattering Arrow. What is this, dude? It was never even main decked. It was a side deck choice against like Fire Fist in time, because you would burn for game, against, I don't know, Cleafort or like Pendulum. But you could just play Wavering Eyes and probably be better off. But I think Cleafort played other continuous spells that you wanted to hit as well. So I could see why this was played against Cleafort. So yeah, it was just like more copies of MST to hit Tenki and Cleafort Scout with. So we're going to chuck it down here, dude. It's a side deck card. It's terrible. All right, Trishula, baby. I love Trish. Trish is one of my favorite cards. It's for my channel, it's my like profile picture. It's so cool. I'm going to chuck it at the very top of Pretty Solid. I love Trish, so I can't fault them for making one of the most iconic boss monsters of all time, an ultimate rare. Props to Konami, you did well on that one. Okay, Fiendish Chain. A lot of you guys right now probably would chuck this in the bottom tier immediately, but I'm going to put this one in less than mid, and I think I'm going to put it like around here. So I guess the best way to put it, Fiendish Chain back then is what Imperm is now. Like, I think it's probably the best trap card of the time that was at 3. Because they had like Solemn Warning. That was probably the best trap card, but it was like, I think it was limited. And then there was like Torrential and stuff, and that was limited. But the best 3 of trap card was Fiendish Chain. And that's just like the best 3 of trap card now is Imperm, and Imperm got an ulti. So I can definitely understand why they gave Fiendish Chain an ultimate rare. So that it's not in why is this an ulti. But it did not age well. Like, they had to have known continuous traps of this kind would not last. Like a single use non-floodgate would not last, and just like it would kind of be a wasted ulti. But at the time, Fiendish Chain was mega relevant and can definitely see why it's there. So I'll give it some respect. Alright, and the last one is Mystical Space Typhoon. It's gonna go in one of the top 2. It's gonna go in one of the top 2. I think I'm gonna put it down in Pretty Solid though. Top of Pretty Solid. Maybe not the top. We'll put it right there. I like Trish too much. So MST is relevant in like every legacy format that exists. Goat, Edison, Mermail, Fire Fist, you know, hat format, probably even MST is like playable. So yeah, even like in modern, it's somewhat playable. I know it's kind of just totally outclassed by Cosmic Cyclone, unfortunately, but there was a couple formats ago where we didn't want to banish cards with Cosmic. We would rather pop them with MST. So yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's like one of the premier staples of all time in Yu-Gi-Oh, and there's not many cards more deserving of an ultimate rare than Mystical Space Typhoon. All right, so this rounds out the tier list of Astral Pack ultis. Let's wrap it up real quick. Let's wrap it up. So in the fire list, we got Pot of Duality, we got Tour Guide, we got Atlantean Dragoons, we got Max C, and Fire Formation Tenki. To round it out, all of these cards have been either mega iconic or have lasted throughout the history of their existence. So, well, like the most deserving of ultimate rares on this list. Down in Pretty Solid, we have Trish, we have MST, we have Big Eye, we have Necro Valley, And we have Gaga Cowboy, all like a little bit relevant today at least. So, super cool cards. Definitely given an ulti print. I have no problem with these. Less than mid. So these cards were really good at the time, but are not relevant anymore. Or they didn't age well, or they're like choices. We have Spellbook of Power. We have Atlantean Marksman, Dandelion, Debris Dragon, Tsukiyomi, Phoenix Chain, Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger, and Kestel, the Sky Blaster Musketeer. And then why is this an ulti? We may never know, but Konami made these cards into Ultimate Rare, and they are just total garbage. We have Photon Thrasher, Maestroke, the Symphony Jin, Bujin Yamato, Traptrix, Trap Hole Nightmare, Photon Pappy Operative, and Spell Shattering Arrow to round out the bottom of the list as the worst Ultimate Rare ever printed in an Astral Pack. So, hope you guys enjoyed this tier list. I just felt like doing this, having a little bit of a fun time, taking a break from deck profiles just for a hot second to bring you guys a little something spicy. And with that, we will catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, trying to hit 1,000 subs, and only you can make it happen. And if you already are subscribed, I want to say thank you very much. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. What would you change around? What would you move? Do you think MST should be in fire? Do you think Tenkis should be down lower than that? Do you think Max C is in? Why is this an LT? Because it's banned. Let me know. I want to know what you guys think. And with that, we will catch you guys in the next one for some more content in Yu-Gi-Oh! Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys.